Hi, it is the meditation matrix time again. So today we want to explore, is that possible to use the model in the human operating system or hOS to describe the teaching of Buddha? Now, if that is possible, that means we can clearly understand what is the teaching of the Buddha, and we can clearly understand how to practice it. Okay, so today we just go for the very basic key teachings of the Buddha and see how is it. So the first thing when we learn about the teaching of the Buddha is the first thing is the revelation. Or liberate or free. Okay, so liberate or free, it is actually described, say in the Chinese, is untie. So it is like a untie a knot. Okay, so like Buddha, when he teach in the Srangama Sutra, he said that one need to be able to see the knot in order to untie the knot. Okay, if one do not know the knot, one cannot untie the knot. Okay, so liberations or free is about untie the knot. Okay, and that's the core of the Buddhism or the teaching of the Buddha. Now, in order to untie the knot, okay, to untie the knot, to get liberate, okay, or set one free, then the concept of or the teaching of the samatha and vipassana come in. Vipassana come in, the practice. Okay, and so samatha is calmness meditation, meditations, and then the vipassana is insight meditation. Okay, so this is the two practice of the Buddhism, which is Buddhism or the teaching of the Buddha based on samatha and vipassana, the calmness meditation and insight meditation. And there is one key concept or the key reality which is the Buddha taught, is the reality of there is no self, or in other words, the self is impermanent. Okay, so you have samatha, vipassana as the practice, and then you have this no self, and then it get into what we usually know, the mindfulness, the wisdom, and then the compassion. So we want to use the human operating systems model to understand what is going on here. Okay, because obviously it is not philosophy, it is something which is need action to experience it, to realize it. Okay, so in order to describe this, we can use the calmness awareness map to describe this. Okay, we can do it that way. So this is the calmness and awareness map. This is awareness, this is the calmness. Okay, so this is the calmness, and this is the awareness. Now, we want to set a number for this calmness and awareness map, which is, we know, for example, like this is -1, -2, this is 1, this is 2, and then you can go far away, okay, and this is really calm, okay. Say this is the jhana state or the samadhi state. Okay, so it's far here, okay, and far away from the calmness too. Okay, now, and we know that at every calmness, it is going to associate with one awareness. So the more the calmness, the deeper the calmness, then the broader or the wider the awareness. Okay, so this is the calmness awareness map, and then we want to talk between -2 to 2 because that's where we live. Okay, we usually do not know what is the jhana state or the samadhi. Okay, look around. Okay, how many of us really know that? Okay, including all the guru and grandmaster. Okay, now for talking about this -2 to 2, which is we ordinary human being live in, we can assign the stress level based on the heartbeat, heart rate variability base. Heart rate variability base. Okay, so we can assign the stress level, which is based on the heart rate variability. Okay, so that it quantize it down and it get to reality which we can measure, like using the wearable today. Okay, now that's important because we want to bring the teaching into today's world and scientifically, objectively, as a data-driven science, not philosophy. Only that way we can realize this thing and can repeat with high quality. Otherwise, who know what. So say we assign this as 100% stress. Okay, 100% stress. The stress level of 100%. This is 75%. This is 50%. This is 25%. And at the calmness 2 is say 0%, okay, or 1%, something like that. Okay, relative, but it's quantized, and this is all this percent is like when you can measure with the Garmin Vivo 3 Vivo Smart 3 wearable. Okay, so the stress level, you can measure that. Okay, and so with this we can with this map we can discuss, or we can describe what is samatha. So samatha or calmness meditation is actually a practice to bring one to higher or deeper calmness. Okay, so say this is -1, this is -2. Okay, associate with the stress level, which I'm not going to draw it here now. Okay, 1, this is 2, and then this is far away, and say this is the jhana state or samadhi state. Okay, so this is the awareness, and this is calmness. So The practice of samatha is to go this direction, okay? To go calmer and calmer, get into the calmer, meaning that the body, the mind, the breathing, the energy, the neural, okay? Or you can even say that the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system is get more and more calm and stable. That is the practice of samatha, okay? Or the calmness meditation. Okay, so the first teaching, the practice of what Buddha teach is calmness. Okay, and because of this calmness is associated with the awareness, the deeper the calmness is associated to the wider of the awareness, or okay, or we call it the mindfulness. Okay, so the more one get calm, the more mindful one. Say this is mindfulness 2. This is a just go for from here. It's like from the jhana state you get a different type of awareness and mindfulness. Okay, and that is the human nature. Where you calm down, you are more mindful, or you aware of everything more. Okay, now, so that is how the calmness meditations or samatha and the mindfulness can be described with this calmness and awareness map. Okay, now, so you got the calmness and the awareness. Okay, if you practice that way, you got it. Okay, because it is human, based on human. Now, so if say we practice our calmness, if we can get to hear the calmness, okay, it can be any number, okay, depend on every different people, okay. As soon as one practice the calmness meditation, the samatha, one will get this awareness, this level of awareness, or this level of mindfulness. Okay. Now, the vipassana come in is if one use this level of calmness and this level of awareness or mindfulness to investigate outward, meaning that investigate in science or anything in the environment. Okay, so one will have the insight of the subject. Okay, investigation of subject. So one will get the insight. Say for example, one want to study, learn how to cook. One use the calmness, which is have the awareness, to study how to cook. So one will be able to gain the insight on how to cook and become an expert. Now, if one using this calmness and awareness to go inward, to investigate on self. What is self? What is self? Okay, so this is investigations of subject is called outward investigations. Okay, the investigation of self, which is this is called inward investigations. Okay, so thus be able to investigate inward or outward to get the insight that is named as wisdom. Okay, so when one do that, one have the insight. For example, when one investigate a subject on cooking and become good at it, and know, okay, have a lot of know a lot of thing insight and how thing works and so forth. That is the power of the or the result of the insight meditations, okay. And that is a type of wisdom, because like for example in the cooking, somebody might cook this and that way, and you know, oh, it is better go this way, okay, this is a better way, more effective, more efficient, and so forth, okay. Now if one use that inward insight meditation to go inward, to examine or investigate on self, one will be able to gain insight on self, and one will be able to have the insight and experience to know that this self actually is impermanent, is changing, is not something solid there, like there's a self there. So that is no self. Okay, there's no self. You really you really experience it. Okay, now, so this is called wisdom. Okay, well, where we want to have the wisdom of go outward, and the wisdom go inward. One have the wisdom, and with this wisdom, one can find out what the Buddha teach, the no self. And with this wisdom, now one be able to liberate oneself. Because over here, one be able to see the knot and untie it. One be able to see the knot and see how it is could be untied. That is liberations. So one need the samatha and then the vipassana to get into liberation, to be able to see what it is and be able to untie it, unwrap it. So one is no longer stuck there and one can solve it. Okay, so that is liberations of what Buddha talked about. Now, and so this is 1, this is 2, say for example, -1, this is -2. And so, like a usual normal human being like you and me, you know, between the stress 100 to stress 0, like we can measure with this Garmin Vivo Smart 3 watch. Like you and me, if we have the calmness of say 2, we have the awareness, okay, the awareness associated with this, and then we be able to investigate outside or outward and inward into ourself. You know, what is going on with the self? Okay, what is the self here? Okay, it's not looking for an answer or a reason. It's just to watch what it is, to watch what is this self is about, not to reason, not to get a reason from thinking or philosophy. Okay, now if we go in this way, we inward this way, we will find that the self is impermanent, and that give rise, okay, it give a surface of the compassion. So at that time, we notice that our what is so-called self, which is we always base on, is impermanent. But we just know with no reason, okay, which is the Buddha called ignorance, because there's no reason why we just hold on that self, and then we do whatever we want. Now, with this insight meditation, when one notice that the self is impermanent, okay, there's no one thing which is called self there. okay, which is permanent there, then one start be able to understand other people, and that is where the compassionate come in. Okay, so compassionate is not a theory, nice to have, a wishful thinking, a philosophy. It is based on this. So it is up to now, we don't talk about thinking, we don't talk about philosophy. We just say, okay, you get calm, you want to be calm as possible, and then because you are as calm as possible, so because you're human, so you are like the water pond. As soon as the water calm down, you can shine, you can reflect the sky. So you have the awareness, and with the awareness, you can do two things. You can go investigate outside or contemplate outside, or you can contemplate inside, depend on what you want to untie, to find solution. Okay, so that is you got the wisdom and you got the untie. So over here you got the stability or the calmness, and then you got from that's from the calmness meditation, and from the insight meditation you got the wisdom. And when you got the wisdom, you can untie the issue, you can liberate. Okay, and you found out that there is no self, it's impermanent. Okay, for example, if I treat somebody who I hate, and I treat some my kids who I love, then you say, well, that self is kind of changing too. Okay, depend on who I face. So because the self is changing, I must not hold on certain thing against certain people, and there is where the beginning of the compassion. And how much can we do? It doesn't really matter. The matter is if the calmness keeping go deeper, and then the awareness or the mindfulness getting stronger, then we be able to getting more and more wisdom and more compassion, and be able to set ourselves free from more things, because now we have the ability, not a thinking, not a philosophy or concept or point of view. And thinking is just a tools to use for untie or liberations. Okay, thinking is nothing good or bad, but it's just a tools of the human. Say for example, if I want to buy a car, I need to calculate the tax. I need to use my thinking to do that. Right? It's nothing good or bad. So you don't stop say, well, this is a monkey mind or whatever. As soon as you practice this, you deal with it. Whatever it comes, you just go, get into the calmness which is needed, get into the insight meditation, and look at that and you dissolve it. Okay, so that is the teaching of the Buddha. If we use this the model, the calmness awareness map to describe what it is, and because we know that, now we can see this thing clearly. What Buddha is teaching is an action to get a result experience. This is a calmness practice, and this is the insight practice. Okay, so if we practice it every day, that is what is named as a Buddhist. You practice that every day, so you improve your calmness, or you how to say that, take care of your calmness or your stability, and then you always have this insight practice in everything you see. So you're not going to do crazy stuff or just based on something go run away, but of course it's based on what calmness you have. Okay, like the Buddha have the calmness over far here, and I have a calmness at a positive 1. Okay, of course he can liberate much more than me. He can untie the knot because he can see things clearly, I cannot. Okay, so that is it. So the Buddhist is going to grow due to this practice. So there is a saying in Buddhism, okay, in Buddhism, to study Buddhism. There's a saying say that, so there are different states in the calmness, okay, and this is samadhi, spirit advanced calmness already, samadhi, okay. So say this is our 2, this is calmness 1, this is calmness 2, this is minus 1, minus 2, when we get really mad peace off here, you know, and then we have a negative awareness, okay, and this is the positive awareness. When the more you get stressed, everything, get negative awareness, okay? Tunnel vision, get mad and get angry, so forth. So the Buddha is here with the samadhi. And there's a saying in the Buddhism, it said that if one reach the pre-samadhi state, before the samadhi, okay, if one reach this state, okay, and beyond, and one read the Buddha, the Buddha's teaching, the sutta, or the sastra, okay, one will be able to know exactly what the Buddha or the Bodhisattva is presenting. Until then, one is speculate with one's thinking. So what it means is that one need to have this calmness, to get this awareness in order to do this insight meditations, which is be able to study the sutta and understand exactly what the Buddha or Bodhisattva is communicate. However, if we are here where we have a low awareness, low calmness, and get a really low mindfulness, we really cannot understand what is going on here because we don't have the experience. Like for example, if I never eat an apple before, you know, I can keep thinking how the apple tastes, but I never will be able to know what is the taste of the apple. Disregard of how philosophical I can get. Okay, so that is the saying. So you must reach a certain state, okay, of calmness to do be able to do the insight meditation before you can really understand what is the sutta, the teaching of the Buddha or the Bodhisattva. Okay, so this is very important. Otherwise, it's like it's all here, philosophical thinking, which is, you know, your interpretation, my interpretations, and everybody's interpretation. But after 100 years, nobody get here, and nobody will understand what is going on. This goes spiraling here. Okay. So that is what if we use this model to describe the Buddha's teaching, and because of this, we know that this is a daily dynamic life, dynamic daily living stuff. At every instance, it is samatha and vipassana is dynamic. Is as soon as we are alive, that's what goes on with the Buddhists. The Buddhists practice that, and their cultivations of their samadhi get deeper, and then their mindfulness get deeper, and then their insight of the wisdom get deeper, and then their no self get deeper, and then their compassionate get deeper. Their capability to untie themselves, to liberate, to set them free is growing. Okay, now that is very different than like if we go visit Lake Toba, like me here, go to a nice place. Okay, you see this nice place, the sunset. Okay, and then watching the sitting down there. Okay, this is very different than that. This is go sightseeing for the scenery. This is real. Okay, so meaning that you can work in Silicon Valley, you can live in any village, you can be 2,000 years ago in the Buddha's time when they have to walk. You can be some rich billionaire who travel with a private jet, you still can practice that. No boundary. Okay, so this is what I see. Okay, if we use the hOS or human operating system to describe Buddhism. Okay, so don't trust me, don't believe me. Dig in and see, is it this? Okay, and as what I say that because now the map, the calmness and awareness map, this is -1, 1, 2, 2. This can map with the stress level in the variable, which we can look at us. Where the world are we the entire day? Okay, are we in the calm state or we are not in the calm state? Okay, how are we going to deal with it? Okay, then we can really, as what I said, it is a data-driven science. We can very tangibly practice the samatha, and we can know the awareness or the mindfulness. How is it at that point based on this quantization and scientific stuff? And we know where we are. We know how much we can liberate ourselves instead of, say, we go to this place. Okay, we achieve some calmness here, and then we have some awareness, because you go here, for sure you feel like your awareness broaden. Oh, it's so mindful for everything, so peaceful. And then if we hear and then we start to get philosophical thinking and opinion and point of view, it's different from that, because the real Buddhism or Buddha's teachings go here. You untie the knot. It's not sitting down there and to say whose philosophy is give us more feeling of peaceful, or like the vacation, like relax. So this is for you today.